Orissa, the eastern state of India, always takes pride in its rich culture and tradition. The state is considered as one of the most preferred travel destinations in India. Although there are several visiting places in Puri, the Jagannath temple, sand art, the chariot festival of Lord Jagannath, etc. are regarded as hot tourist attractions. Puri is one of the 4 holiest places called Dhams of India. It has been a great center of pilgrimage for centuries. Puri is nearly 60 km away from Bhubaneswar, the capital of Orissa. It is located on the banks of Bay of Bengal. Watching the sunrise here is an elevating and unforgettable experience. The day at the sea beach starts with a pleasant sunrise, which is a unique scenery. From morning to evening, the seashore at Puri hums with charming multiplicity of activities. Since time immemorial, sea waves have been breaking into the Puri sea beach eternally, and visitors are always fanatic with them. The sunset watched from the Puri beach may be once a lifetime experience. The beach at Puri offers a unique opportunity to witness the striking sunrise and the sunset on the same beach. This place is often crowded with holidaymakers, especially foreign tourists. On the Chakratirtha side, the long stretch of golden sand is more tranquil and pleasant place to stroll. One has to take enough precaution while swimming, as the currents can be treacherous in Puri. This seaside town, whose pristine beaches attract lakhs of visitors every year and whose famed Jagannath temple draws in the more spiritual, now has a new attraction, or rather we can say an addiction: sand art.
This art form is very natural on the beach, because the beach is salty and the climate also is very, because the sand has weight, and this is a very good sand to create the sand sculpture. That's we created on the beach here. We don't needed any material to create this sculpture. We need the sand, and sand is our canvas. So we are using the wet sand with the sea water. Sand art is very traditional art form in Orissa. It's started in 14th century at Puri beach. One devotee, Lord Jagannath devotee, Balda Dhams, who started this art form. This is one kind of natural art form.
Sudarshan Patnaik was a student of a local art school. Once, when he was doodling on the sand, he saw he had engraved the face of Lord Shiva. The beach beckoned him daily and his art drew a fan following and enthusiastic students. At the insistence of a friend, Patnaik decided to formalize his teaching and set up the Golden Sand Art Institute 3 years ago with just 2 students. Now it has increased to more than 30 students. Most of the arts of Sudarshan were famous. Among his other arts, the 15 feet high sand sculpture of Lord Ganesha, the 20 feet high replica of the Taj Mahal, and the Lord Jagannath's chariot are famous.
On my childhood, I come to the beach to do something, the sketches on the beach. Then I have some interested to create some sand sculpture at the beach. Then that time I started this kind of sculpture, the little face and all the things. Then I thought I must be develop this art form around the country and then around the world. Then I try my best to this art form develop. Then I found I have selected to abroad to participate in this art form. I've been participate more than 35 countries around the world, and I have won many prizes. Even world championship I have won sand sculpture. So then we started a school here, sand sculpture school, the Sand Art Institute. Every day the students are coming to the beach and everybody making as a sketch form of art, not like, but we created around 20 to 30 feet height of sculpture. It was a huge sculpture like we created in abroad in the world championship. But on the beach, on this beach we are making every day our class. It's an open air Golden Sand Art Institute. Here also many students, they come from the different part and different part of the world also.
The raw material for preparing the art is clean and fine-grained sand mixed with water and color. With the help of this type of sand, along with the blessings of God and by the magic of fingers, an artist can carve beautiful and attractive sculptures on the beach. Once the rough figure has been sketched out, further finishing like hair, jewelry or any other designs are done by using the sharp blades and nails. Usually, it takes around 4 hours to get one finished image. As the sun sets in, these images are washed away by the high waves touching the beach, which in itself is a beautiful scenery to experience. Though the images disappear in no time, the artists consider these to be the offerings to the sun god, and thus they consider them to be eternal. The students at this institute practice this art regularly around evening time every day. This training process includes marking a convenient place by each one of them at the sea beach, collecting the sand and mixing it with color and water if necessary. The concepts that mostly these artists work on are facial characteristics, which includes that of gods and historical figures.
This art medium is unique. This art form is kind of sports kind of art form. So in abroad they're doing different world championship in sand sculpture, world championship, US Open and different kind of. So we are representing from our country, and this art form going better to develop, because before was not like this art form. But now in our country also a lot of people they are trying to doing this unique forms. So this is one kind of unique art form from Orissa.
There are a very few people who leave their footprints on the sands. One of them is Sudarshan Patnaik. He has magic fingers with unlimited potential and with immense heat to create something new on sand. Sudarshan's marvels on sand are simply superb. To say the least, these are masterpieces of art second to no other form, and even if on sand, are eternal. And like his art, he is a real treasure for the nation and for his state, and needs to be patronized by the zealots the world over. Due to the temporary quality of these sand art depictions, local talents here aspire to start a sand park, which would help them retain these art forms for the visitors for a much longer time. As a government initiative, the sand park could be a way of restoring these images for the tourists. This could be one of the ways to encourage the talent and the effort that goes into this art form. Another way to encourage such talents could be to offer them the necessary facilities to improve their talent. There is a need to promote these kinds of art forms at international platforms.
Yes, government doing a little bit, but not like so much, but I hope will government support a lot. But then after the winning my prizes in abroad for the India, so now also I won the National Tourism Award for that, the tourism things. So it is going to be developed, but I have also applied to piece of land in anywhere in our country. After the land, we will started a sand art park. There will be a lot of people, they can learn the sand art and people can see every time in sand sculpture, because we are depending on the beach. So it is depend of weather and climate. So I want to create a sand sculpture park so that people will visit the park and can learn also sand art there. So I have talked with the government and they are trying their best for the land.
At international level, the current scenario is such that not many are aware that India is the hub of sand art, especially Puri. Fortunately, now even the local administration is showing signs of extending patronage to sand art practitioners. In fact, only 2 years ago, Patnaik's attempts to get a sponsorship from the government to participate in an international sand art competition in Canada had fallen through. This year, however, he was flown in time to London at government's expense to participate in the World Travel Fair and display his art. The tourism department has also came forward to co-host an annual exhibition on sand art on the Puri beach along with the Patnaik's Institute. Art in any form is a reason to bring smile and happiness to the living beings, and definitely sand art is one of them. This art needs to be promoted nationally and internationally to avoid dying down due to the lack of facilities or recognition. One should identify the small institutes and groups associated with this art and make it a formal education which is recognized and certified.
Yeah, basically, when I started this art form, that time as nobody is like, this art form is not like popular in our country, nobody knows. That time I was very childhood and young. So if I have to thought, if somebody will try anything, he can reach anywhere. That's why I've been more than 35 countries around the world, and I won several awards and prizes. So everybody should be try their own forms. If they're doing the painting, they're doing the sculpture, or they're doing any kind of things, but they should try their best to keep it up and to develop this their own forms,
so that more and more people can come forward, and then this talent could be taken to a next level altogether. Internationally, sand art and India are not synonyms yet. This could be because of the unawareness of this art to the level which it deserves. Competitions to promote these kinds of talents should be organized nationally and also promoted internationally to give the talent involved with this art form a reason to exist. The locals here, without any formal education, carve beautiful statues on the golden beach of Puri, which gives a great inspiration to the artists. Beautiful statues on the beach. Without any motive, these artists have dedicated their life for the development and popularization of this art. By their dedicated efforts, they are able to internationalize this art form of Puri.
Now basically we creating these sculptures, different social issues, and any happens in the world, something unique. I always try, like I before did the sculpture of tsunami sculptures, bird flu, AIDS awareness. Last few years I am doing AIDS awareness in different places. So I always try to make something unique with the message with the art. Like I'm doing also Taj Mahal, so we created many Taj Mahals around the world. So we always find out something which is going to the message to the people.
The temporary quality of these images doesn't bother the sand artists, as they keep working afresh on their ideas. The government should take further steps to improve the condition of the sand art form. Otherwise, in no time, this art, like many other exotic arts in India, would become extinct, which definitely is not a good news.